It's what lies underground. The tomb had a magical door to the underworld as in the earlier tomb, but here, a mysterious maze of tunnels surrounds the king's burial chamber. Dreyer is fascinated because there's never been a labyrinth like this found inside a tomb this old. With no hieroglyphs here to show him, Dreyer is searching for clues to tell him what the pharaoh planned to do here once he died.
It's talking architecture, I would call it. The shape of the galleries, which at the first glance looks like a labyrinth, was shaped intentionally to represent something. The subterranean galleries of Ninetscher, which are about 5 meters below the present desert level. And the whole galleries extend over an area of about 75 by 50 meters, more than 100 chambers and corridors.
That's a lot of chambers for one king.
Well, we may assume that he was richly equipped. Wardrobe of the king, instruments and weapons and jewelry and things like that.
But something doesn't add up about the chambers. They're not quite right for just storing afterlife equipment.
In other tombs, an earlier one, we have large storage rooms. But here it's all bent. There is no right angle. Some chambers are so small that they could maybe contain just a few vessels. The whole design of those chambers seems quite unpractical for storage of goods.
Dreyer has a hunch he'll find clues in the looming tomb of a next-door neighbor, inside the pharaoh Djoser's step pyramid. He reigned only about 60 years after Ninetscher. Underneath the step pyramid, Dreyer sees something remarkably similar to what he sees in Ninetscher's tomb. Miles of tunnels and hundreds of rooms surround the king's burial chamber. Dreyer thinks he knows where Djoser got this grand idea. Though much smaller, Ninetscher's tomb has the same kind of chambers and tunnels.
There are chambers with model beds, banks where people slept on. There are rooms with small beds.